Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the views so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoe.
Hey everybody, welcome back to a quick beer review. Another shelf beer review. These have been really fun. Tonight we're going to be checking out a beer that holds a pretty special place in my heart, I think. It is Heineken Original, imported by Heineken. This is a product of what, Holland, I think? Is that right? Does it tell us? Brewed in Holland. And it's 5%, it says premium malt lager. Heineken, I lost my grandfather to cancer in March of 1996, and Labor Day weekend of 95, which was what, 5 months prior to that. My mom's birthday is Labor Day weekend every year. And we had always gone up to, I lived in Northern California, and we would go up to Lake Tahoe for a birthday to North Shore, the Biltmore, if any of you guys are familiar with that. And it was getting towards, the end for him. Chemo was just really beating the shit out of him, and it was bad. He wasn't eating, he just wasn't feeling great. He had had a little bit of a problem with alcohol early on in life, and he was sober for a long time. But my mom decided she wanted to get him out of the house, kind of like one last sort of vacation, so to speak. And so he came to Tahoe with us Labor Day weekend, and he was sitting at a slot machine, and I think he'd mentioned to my dad, maybe, he's like, I really want a beer. And my dad's like, listen, man, you're dying. Do whatever you want to do. Like, there's no shame in wanting a beer right now at this point in your life. Obviously I was underage, so we were up, me and my sisters were up in our hotel room, and I remember my mom coming upstairs and knocking on the door. She's like, hey, we're gonna go get some dinner, throw some shoes on and come downstairs. And I remember going downstairs in the casino of the Biltmore and walking up to the slot machine that my grandpa was sitting at, and there must have been 9 Heineken bottles lined up on the top, just sitting there. I don't know why the waitresses weren't taking them, but they were empty, and he was feeling zero pain. Ended up helping him out of the casino when he ate a huge dinner. It was like the first real meal he had eaten in months, and he was gone 5 months later. But I always had that memory of Heineken, and I always just remember telling myself when I'm old enough to drink beer, like, I want to have Heineken at some point because that's what my grandpa liked. So after I turned 21, there was a time where I would get Heineken every now and again, and I always remember liking it. But it's been a long time. And I was at the store the other day and I saw it, and I'm like, you know what? Let's throw up a video of Heineken for old pops. So that's what we're going to do. Thanks for sitting through my stories. I always say the most fun part about beer are the stories. And the stories you guys share, the comments are awesome. And that's the most fun for me with beer, is the stories that come with it. So beer always has a story, it seems. So we're going to drink some Heineken, and I can already smell that opening it. It has that, Heineken just has the smell. So yeah. It is crystal clear. It is it's a, lager color. It's not super pale, but not really dark. It probably looks darker on camera. There was, half a finger of bright white head when we poured that. It's dissipating rather quickly, but there's plenty of bubbles in the glass. Did we say 5%? I think we did. Let's shove our fat nose in it. Yeah, I wish I could describe what that was. It just has that European hop thing. A lot of people say Heineken smells skunky, and I agree with that, but it doesn't smell bad skunky to me. But it's bready, it's malty, but yeah, it's that, just whatever that Euro hop thing is. You get it in a lot of the green bottle beers that come over from there. They just all have this distinct smell. And if skunky is the way people like describing it, then that's kind of what I equate it to as well. It's not as pungent as like when you drive by a skunk, and it's not as like pungent as like a bag of skunky weed smells, but it definitely has that skunk thing. I'm not a Heineken guy. I don't drink a lot of Heineken, but I'm almost positive that if someone were to give me this beer blind, I would be able to pick out what it is, just because it's so distinct with its smell. And I think you guys who drink this know what I'm talking about. So let's go and taste it. Cheers. It is hot AF out here right now, by the way. We're going through a ridiculously crazy heat wave in California. And I bet you it's 91 degrees in my garage right now. It's humid. They're talking about rain. Like, I don't know what's happening. But I could have chugged that beer. Everything that you smell, that skunkiness is there. There's a nice amount of, I guess it's hop bitterness. Don't think hop bitterness like IPA bitterness, but I bet you this is, for, what do they call it? A malt lager. Does it say? I would guess that this is, I don't want to say it's a high IBU beer, but compared to the other light beers, lagers, this has to be a higher IBU beer because there's just something that sits on your tongue and stays there. But yeah, that skunky thing that you're smelling, that kind of grassy hop, it's there all the way, middle of your tongue, all the way to the finish of that. But it's got a little bit of sweetness. It's got that bready thing, that malty thing. All these years later, I still enjoy Heineken. I don't know how people feel about this beer, but yeah, it just, on a hot day like this, something like this hits the spot. I mean, it's 5%. You're not going to get trash drinking it, unless you're like my grandpa and you drink 9 of them. But it's easy drinking, for one of these beers. Like, it's on the lighter side, but it still gives you flavor. Like, after drinking like Natural Light, it tasted like water. Same with the Bud Ice, tasted like nothing. This is something that's around the same ABV. Natural Light was what, 4.3? This is 5%. Bud Ice was 5.6. Like, this is right in between those, but you're getting much more flavor out of this beer. So Heineken's just one of those things. I don't think about it a lot, but when I see it, it just like brings back memories. And when I decide to grab, a 6-pack of it and drink it, I always enjoy it. And I still to this day like it. It's good beer. This is a good beer. This is a beer that I should probably have like in the rotation again. I think it was on sale. It was like $6.99 for a 6-pack where I was at. I don't know if they were like getting rid of it. That seems cheap for a 6-pack of beer right now. We were talking about beer prices in the last review we were doing, but yeah, it's Heineken. If you guys know, if you had Heineken, you know what Heineken is. If you haven't, check it out. It's good stuff. I enjoy it. So we will leave it at that. Another shelf review in the books. What does it say? 12 fluid ounces, 142 calories. Not, oh, it's got hot, let's see here, ingredients. Now I can see this. Water, malted barley, and hop extract. So that bite that you're, feeling on your tongue, that's what that is. Whatever hops they're using, hop extract, you can definitely, you feel it on your tongue. Good stuff. So, you guys fans of Heineken? Let's talk about it. Got any stories about beer? Go ahead and leave them in the comments. I'd love to hear them. So, that's it. I'm out here. See you guys soon. Cheers.
Thank you for coming behind the bar, in the arcade, all that shit.
Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoe.